This data, just to reestablish, captures a precise moment in time that's easily compared between the two devices, correct?
Correct.
No, no.
Now, according to your own table,
Oh, no.
there are potential offsets of reading in the
No.
far right-hand column.
Oh, no.
2 seconds.
No. What? No.
1
What?
second, 2 seconds,
Oh,
1
no.
second, 8 seconds, 16 seconds, and 21 seconds, correct?
Correct.
And yet, you failed to apply this variance to the infotainment time on the Lexus associated with the text stream event 1162.2, correct?
Correct. May I explain?
I will.
If you can explain this, I'll be amazed. What the idea in principle is that you had two clocks that are different. This is not too hard to understand. They're two independent devices. The idea that their clocks would be different is readily understandable. But the thing that you have now is that you need different offsets for different events between the two clocks, and that doesn't make sense, right? The clocks should be ticking at the same rate. Like a second is a second no matter what clock is ticking, right? Unless you're like going fast enough and we have to bring relativity into this, but let's not go there. A second is a second no matter what you're doing. So if the clocks are offset by, say, 5 seconds, then okay, but they'd be consistently off by 5 seconds, right? It shouldn't be that sometimes they're off by 2 seconds and sometimes they're off by 1 second and sometimes they're off by 8 seconds and sometimes they're off by 16 or 21 seconds. That doesn't make sense. That makes no sense. Why would you need to change the variance between events with respect to the same clock? That makes no sense. If you can explain this, okay, explain it. Make it make sense. My mind is open. Make it make sense. This should be real good. It should be really good. Holy shit.
We'll proceed along. I'm sure if Mr. Brennan has questions and wants you to explain, he may choose to do that. This is simple arithmetic, is it not? It's either an addition or a subtraction, the offset, correct?
Correct.
Was the only way that makes sense. The only way that makes sense technically is that the Lexus SUV was occasionally, suddenly, and without warning, accelerating to near the speed of light and then was not doing it for a while. And then was accelerating to near the speed of light and then was not doing it for a while. That is the only way it makes sense. The Lexus SUV is just prone to sudden accelerations close to the speed of light so that the variances change. That is the only way this makes sense. Or of course, by other alternative idea that makes sense because it would explain a lot of things that we've talked about before. Unexpected black holes. Unexpected dark matter black holes. That would do it. Like that explains a lot of things in this case. We've talked about the unexpected black hole before, right? The unexpected black hole just appeared at the lawn of 34 Fairview. That is what caused John O'Keefe to fly through the air. It wasn't the Lexus SUV that hit him that caused John O'Keefe to fly through the air. It was the sudden black hole. You see, it caused a gravitational shift, right? That's what it was. The sudden black hole just appeared at the lawn at 34 Fairview. Just at the same instant, the car hit John O'Keefe, right? And the unexpected gravity caused John O'Keefe to fly through the air towards the unexpected black hole, and then the black hole magically disappeared, right? And that also, of course, explains the shift in colors, right? Because sometimes the taillight appears to like be a different color. And what happens, what happened is there's an unexpected black hole that appears just exactly in between the path of the light between the lens of the Lexus SUV and the camera, right? It causes a Doppler shift that causes the light to merely appear to be an unexpected color. And now we've got unexpected black holes causing a time shift due to gravitational influences. The unexpected black hole is an explanation that continues to radiate through this case. I want a goddamn Nobel Prize. That's what I want.
And yet, in your initial report on January 30th, 2025, you did not take that final analytical step, did you?
No, because these clock variances do not apply to that time frame.
But you didn't take, you know what analytical step I'm talking about, correct?
No, I don't. I don't
All right.
believe so.
We'll come back to it. I want to go focus on your opinion. What you did do, as I understand it, in your January 30th report. So, in your opinion, we can leave that up for a moment, please, because I want to see if we need to show the contrast. With your Honor's permission, can we leave it up just a little bit longer?
Yes.
Thank you. In opinion number 5, and please feel free to look at your January 30th report,
Sure.
you indicated only this. The difference between the Lexus infotainment and Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone ranged between 8 seconds and 16 to 21 seconds during the period between 5:21:36 a.m. and 5:30:31 a.m. on January 29, 2022. Do I have that correct?
Yes, between 5:21 and 5:30 a.m.
Yes. Now what I'd like to do is, and we can take that down, thank you, Mr. Wope. Let's talk about what information you learned after you issued your January.
Or the other explanation, or the other explanation is sun events. It is possible, as I'm sure some of you know, it is possible for sun events to sometimes flip bits on computer data. This is actually a thing that sometimes has to be accounted for. When you get random coronal ejections from the sun and stuff like that, and like random sun interference. So the other way that it makes sense is that the times of the events are distorted, right? Because it wasn't recorded properly. That would be the black hole, right? The black hole explanation would be why it wasn't recorded properly, because the time was literally different because of the black hole. Other explanation is unexpected sun activity causing bits to flip. That just makes it appear to be different, which also, of course, explains the deleted search, right? Because and also explains the call logs relating to the butt dials. It wasn't a butt dial. In fact, the entire log is a phantom. The entire log is a phantom because the sun created the log by bit flips that just so happened to create the appearance of a log. So, the sun interference, electromagnetic activity. That's it. That's what's happening. It's the sun. It's the goddamn sun and the black holes, man. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain?
January 30, 2025 report. Or at the time of that report, you received and reviewed a copy of a portion of your colleague's slide presentation and report at Aperture, Dr. Judson Welcher, correct?
From a presentation by Mr. DeSogra. Yes.
Well,
correct.
I understand you want to add Mr. DeSogra. My question is...
Sustained.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, thank you. I'm focusing on what would you like to call it? Do you call it a slide presentation you prefer of Dr. Welcher?
Sure, we can.
I want
we
to
can
use whatever parlance you're comfortable with.
Yeah, slide's fine, yeah.
Slide. So the slide presentation of Dr. Welcher that he submitted the same day you submitted your report on January 30, 2025. And in that, he analyzed the timing of the 1162-2, what he calls an infotainment event, you call a text stream event, correct?
Well, could I see the slide we're talking about to clarify?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, you can see the slide. The slide will save you, I'm sure.
Could we publish what is in evidence of what is 188?
Okay.
And I'm also, sir, at your request, may I approach, please?
Yes.
At your request, I want to give you
Sure.
that, you know, if we have 188, we'll just give them the actual marked exhibit. You know what we'll do? We'll use the slide. If you need an exhibit, we'll pull the exhibit and move it along. Please publish, Mr. Woke.
Quantum computing. There you go. Lexus. Lexus apparently, that's a good
Now,
explanation.
if we could
I like
enlarge
that
the-
explanation, chat. Lexus has, unbeknownst to anyone, started using quantum computers in their SUVs. And quantum computing is not really ready for prime time because sometimes it will create problems with data. So that's it. Yeah, Lexus is just so ahead of the curve that they've started to use quantum computing in their informatic systems, and the quantum computing is not quite ready for prime time, and so it's creating data discrepancies. That makes a lot of sense. Who knew Lexus was so on the cutting edge?